Hey guys, Crypto Dad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins. I'm going to move some crypto around for you guys and play around with some wallets and talk about the best wallet for your use case tonight. So let's get started. So hello everyone, welcome to another exciting live stream Q&A session on the CryptoDad YouTube channel. I'm CryptoDad, your go-to source for all things related to cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. In today's session, we'll be diving into some of the latest news and trends in the crypto space, discussing the hottest topics, and answering your burning questions. As always, I encourage you to participate in the chat, share your thoughts, and ask any questions that you may have. Your input and engagement are what make these live streams so valuable and enjoyable to us all. But before we get started, I want to remind you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This way, you'll be notified of our future live streams and stay updated on the latest crypto news and insights. Now, without any further ado, let's jump right into today's discussion and explore the fascinating world of cryptocurrency together. So I'm here with the rig. Got everything organized tonight. I even wrote myself out a nice little intro for those of you who are new to the channel. And for those of you who were here last week, I've got my laptop here on the side, and I am going to be monitoring the live stream from my laptop because last week OBS Studio crashed and I did a quick reboot and thought everything was fine and forgot to start streaming again. OBS Studio is kind of weird. You can launch the software and you'll see everything the way, the videos are all set up, and I'll see myself talking and all that good stuff. But unless you hit that start streaming button, you guys don't see it on the other end. So JDO sent me an email and said, hey, why don't you try to monitor the live stream, and then in case this machine crashes, I'll have something I can just pick up on the laptop. So yeah, I have this really expensive laptop. I hardly ever use it. And, it's one of those toys that I just had to have, right? So, and of course, my big rig toy that you all guys have come to know and love, and my Bitcoin logo in the background. So we're all set, ready to go. Glad everyone's here. I just turned 60. For those of you who are wondering how old Crypto Dad is, I've had a few viewers joke and say, you look more like a crypto grandpa, but I am 60. And my mom got me this cool shirt. Let's see, vintage. Limited edition. 1963. My wife also got me a shirt very similar, but I wore that shirt. My birthday was on the 22nd, and I had the shirt on for about 3 days. And then my wife said, are you going to keep wearing that shirt? And I said, no, I guess it's time to change it, right? So here we are. Let me greet everyone that is here. Let's go over to this screen and let's see. We got Simon is here tonight. Thanks for being here. Joseph Tarbuck Jr. Hello. Kenneth Wiedner. Early as always. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Kenneth tonight. Kenneth and I met through email, through an email exchange. He sent me an email. He was having some trouble with some crypto that I think he traded it on some kind of platform, and it was Polygon format. I don't know if it was the Matic token or maybe it was a Matic pegged stablecoin. I'm not sure, but he had it sent to, he gave them his Ethereum address, and it was based on his Ledger device, and he never received it because he sent it in Polygon format, and he was waiting for it to arrive in his Ethereum wallet. So he sent me a desperate email with lots of details, And I won't share the email because it's got some of his, public addresses and stuff on there. But I will share my reply to him. This is my reply to Kenny. We like to call him Kenny here on the live stream because only his mom calls him Kenneth when he's in trouble. So, he's been really good about sending me news stories. I feel like he's one of the family. So this was my email to him. I told him he was close. All he had to do was go to, I guess he had already configured MetaMask to access his Ledger device. And so I said, okay, just go to MetaMask, go to your Ethereum account that's based on your Ledger device. And we can talk about that a little more. We're going to talk about wallets tonight. And then go to chainlist.org, which will allow you to add the Polygon network to your MetaMask. Although it's really not that hard to do anymore. I may have oversold it. Are we on the right? No, we're on the wrong browser. Sorry. We're on the right browser here already, right? Let's just go real quick here. Yeah, MetaMask, you can, if you just go to settings and choose add networks, you can, they already have Polygon in their list. I've already added it, so it's not in the list here. But basically, I told them go, you can use chainlist.org to get the Polygon settings. And then you can see here I'm on a Ledger account and had him switch over to Polygon network, and lo and behold, whatever tokens he had bought were, he could see them, he could access them, he could manage them. And so I am I'm always available to help anyone that has a problem if they send me an email and their question is clear and concise. And it's, it's a crypto wallet issue of some kind or some kind of technical issue. I don't give price predictions. I don't give investment advice. And I don't do one-on-ones. I used to do one-on-ones, but I stopped doing that. I focus on the channel and on my family. And one-on-one crypto sessions have their own pitfalls. I'll just put it that way. It's very stressful dealing with someone when they're dealing with crypto because it involves money. And I after a while, I got a little uncomfortable with the one-on-one stuff. So I don't do one-on-ones, but I will reply to your emails just like I did with Kenneth. And Kenneth became a subscriber and a regular viewer on the live stream. And I really appreciate him. It's always nice to hear from him. And we talked earlier, I think yesterday or the day before, and about, how he got started sending me the news stories and being such a regular on the channel. So I did want to give Ken a shout out, Kenny a shout out. Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar, we have a description down below in the video where I'll explain a little bit about the channel. I'll talk about what we're going to do tonight agenda-wise, give you some connections here. I've got my email in case you want to shoot me an email. A disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. We've got news stories that I'm going to talk about tonight. We've got quite a few to get through. And then I've got some links. I've got an article here on a Forbes article on the best crypto wallets of 2023. Which you can check out on your own and see what you think about their recommendations. And then I've got my top recommendations for cryptocurrency hardware wallets here. Ledger Nano X being my go-to wallet, but I also like the Trezor T. Ledger Nano Plus comes in at a good price point. And Ledger Backup Pack is it's a bundle that you can buy that gives you both the Ledger Nano X and the Ledger Nano S Plus as one product, and you can use them both and use the Ledger Nano S Plus as your mirror backup in case something happens to your device and you've got a ready to go backup. And then I've got some recommendations for software hot wallets, which you might want to call them hot wallets. Both of these can be configured to be used with a Ledger device, but as standalone wallets, they're great and they're free. MetaMask, and Electrum Bitcoin wallet. Got some crypto tax services you might be interested in, and some cryptocurrency exchanges that you might want to get yourself signed up for if you want to start learning how to buy and sell and trade cryptocurrency. A couple of links to my most popular videos, and that's it for the description page. I kind of cleaned it up and organized it this week. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's jump into the news, but before I do, I'm going to quickly I'll let you know also that I have lots of content on YouTube, tutorials, step-by-step tutorials, and the most recent one I did was on the Ledger extension, which is a new extension from ledger.com that you can use to connect your Ledger directly to websites without having to use a third-party wallet in between. It's still in beta, and it's not universal yet. It's only available on iPhones and Macs. And so once, but I did the video anyway, because I don't have a Mac, but I do have an iPhone. But I think it will be much more useful once they get it working on Chrome or Brave so that we can use it in our desktop, because that's my workflow. I don't do a lot on my phone. I do most of my crypto crunching day-to-day stuff on my desktop. All right, so I'm looking forward to the Ledger extension be coming out for desktop. All right, so let's go ahead and pop out chat and move it over here. And it looks like I'm still online. Just checking the laptop over there. Thank you, Beta to Alpha, for that tip. I appreciate it. Thank you for acknowledging me. I do my best to be helpful and stay true to my channel and not, get sucked into the hype, that sort of thing. So I appreciate that. Let's see. There's some early questions, so let me just everyone's saying hello. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Scoop, Sam, won't my Cardano account connect with CoinLedger? You should be able to enter a Cardano wallet in CoinLedger as a public address. But unfortunately, Cardano does not, like a Cardano wallet has multiple receiving addresses. So if you're reusing the same address over and over again, then that's kind of a slam dunk. You just paste in that receiving address into CoinLedger. If you've used more than one address in your Cardano wallet, unfortunately, like if you do a new address every time you make a transfer into the wallet, you will have to paste every one of those addresses in as a public address. So you go to new wallet, choose public address, paste in the Cardano address, and it should integrate it in with the rest of your stuff in CoinLedger. Bags are full, need a bull run. Dan Westra is here. Dan is one of our moderators. Thank you for being here tonight, Dan. JDO is here. Thanks for being here tonight as well. They do a great job of checking what's going on with my live stream. And Dan called me last week to let me know that I was offline when I was babbling away, thinking I was talking to everybody. And they keep me in line. And Dan checks my live stream title and thumbnail on Saturdays to make sure it's got all the right dates on it. I appreciate that. JDO gives me a lot of great advice, and they write fast and furious and answer questions. I appreciate it. Save me the biggest headache of all time by helping me fix my ledger. I'm amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're amazing as well. Besides MetaMask, and I have a Ledger Live wallet too, I really would like another wallet option to spread it out. We'll talk about some other wallets that you can use tonight. I like to try. There are a lot of third-party wallets that you need depending on the crypto that you're dealing with. Like if you have Atom, Cosmos Atom token works really well with the Kepler wallet. But you can also see your balance in Ledger Live as well. There's a lot of overlap between the wallets. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. Let's jump into the news here before I get too far into it. I'll just, what am I doing here? Bitcoin liquidations vanish as trader hopes 30K will hit before dip. Bitcoin market volatility dries up as sideways trading cools. Bullish BTC price predictions in the near term. We were on our way up. We were flirting with 29,000 earlier in the week, I think around Wednesday or Thursday it was, maybe Tuesday. And then we had some Fed speak and some Janet Yellen speak, and the proverbial poo-poo hit the proverbial fan, and Bitcoin dropped down a couple of thousand, I guess. I don't know. It was almost at 29, and then all of a sudden it was down back below 27,000. But it popped back up. I'm not sure exactly how far down it went, but it has been kind of trading sideways. And so this article kind of sums up where we are with Bitcoin price action. We can check real quick and see on crypto.com where we stand. It's going to see my face. There we are, 27.3. It's up just a little bit. Notice it says that it's up 0.33% from 24 hours ago. So this is kind of where it was 24 hours ago. It went up, it went down. So it's kind of funny to watch the volatility and then look at a chart like crypto.com where it gives you a 24-hour reading percentage-wise, because there's been a lot of ups and downs in between. But as we stand as of this moment, exactly 24 hours ago, it's up 0.3% from there. If you go to CoinGecko, if you're interested in this, and you like to follow charts, the nice thing about CoinGecko is that you'll notice that they have an hourly percentage, a 24-hour percentage, and a 7-day percentage. So it kind of gives you a little bit of perspective on where the coin has been time-wise, right? Because, you know, when you look at a 24-hour reading, sometimes it's slightly deceptive, right? So crypto.com is a great app to use for your phone. Buy, sell, trade crypto. Follow your favorite cryptocurrencies. Get up-to-the-minute price information. And then you can also deposit and withdraw cryptocurrencies, stake cryptocurrencies, and they have a metal Visa card that you can use to spend your crypto in the real world. I like crypto.com, and I like to just carry it around with me on my phone and check prices when I'm out and about. CoinGecko is also a great resource for checking prices and getting a lot more information about a coin that you might not be familiar with. When you click on the coin, it gives you all the website information, the charts of the coin, where you can buy the coin, all that kind of stuff. So a good resource for those of you who are interested in dipping your toe in the market. So there we go. Bitcoin has been kind of in a slow chop. So we'll see. All right. I thought this was a fairly recent article, 8 hours ago. It's not bad, right? Let's see. Okay. This is a good article because it talks about Bitcoin in relation to the so-called banking crisis, which the good people of the U.S. government are telling us we have nothing to worry about. Prevents it from... Bitcoin was a winner. Hey, thank you, Ashil, again. Always nice to see you throw a little change my way. I really appreciate it. Bitcoin was a winner during the U.S. banking crisis, but illiquidity prevents it from being a U.S. dollar hedge. What does that mean, illiquidity? Yeah, it has to do with trading and the amount of money that's flowing in and out of the market. There's things called people or entities called market makers that have cash on hand or crypto on hand, kind of on the sidelines, waiting for trades. And so when there's a lot of liquidity in the market, then trading is easier. But let me just read the article to you because it talks a little bit about what I'm trying to explain that I don't really understand. While capital flowed into Bitcoin amid a period of uncertainty, the cryptocurrency's fractured liquidity arguably played the largest role in its surge. If there was a Bitcoin marketing team, the last month would be as good as it gets for them. Confidence in banks in the US and Europe has been decimated, and people are scrambling for an alternative to protect their dollars. Enter Bitcoin BTC, an asset that was created for entirely this purpose. A truly decentralized form of money that can't be controlled by any entity. At first glance, the recent banking crisis seems like the perfect catalyst for the BTC price rally. However, digging a bit deeper into the reasons for the move points us in the direction of liquidity, and more specifically, lack thereof. Blah, 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 blah. People have begun, for the first time since 2008, people have begun to realize the US dollar, USD they hold, is exposed to more risk than expected, leaving BTC looking quite attractive, which has always been my thing. But while these types of narratives meant to explain or predict price movements are powerful, current market structure cannot be ignored. When liquidity is low in any financial market, volatility is high in both directions. Prices have less support on both the downside and the upside. In this instance, the narrative of Bitcoin as a hedge against financial calamity gave BTC the push it needed, but there was little upside resistance to hurl over. Where does he talk about? The post-FTX dip is something we call the Alameda Gap, explaining how crypto market liquidity evaporated in the absence of one of the biggest digital asset market makers. That liquidity gap has not recovered and continues to set new lows in the aftermath of Silvergate and Signature banking failures that cut off the market from crucial US dollar payment rails. And then the fees on Binance's BTC US Tether pair and BTC Binance US dollar trading pairs. Notice the sharp drop in liquidity on those pairs in the last few days. A fee means the market makers on those pairs can no longer justify their wide spreads, the difference in price between the bid and ask, meaning they have to offer tighter spreads, which impacts their profitability. As a result, liquidity on the BTC US Tether pair on Binance, the most liquid pair in crypto, dropped 70% overnight. The only zero free pair is now BTC TUS dollar. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's Tron US dollar. It might be Tron. Okay. If liquidity does not flow into that pair, order books could be depleted even further over the coming weeks. So basically, it's saying there's less money on the table for the traders. And so when liquidity dries up, volatility goes higher, right? You could see it's easier to push the market when there's low liquidity, right? When there's high liquidity, someone coming in and making a big trade isn't going to like swing the price high or low, right? It's just kind of get absorbed in all of the liquidity. But when it's low liquidity, somebody can come in with a big trade that could pop the market up, or a big sell that could pop the price way down very quickly. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I want to talk a little bit about Coinbase and some regulatory issues. Earlier in the week, the SEC sent a, what do they call this thing? Wells notice, right? WELLS, not Wells Fargo, but it's called a Wells notice, saying that they might be initiating an enforcement action against Coinbase for providing staking services on their platform. The crypto exchange claimed that none of its listed assets were considered securities, and any potential targeting of its wallet was based on a misunderstanding by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. They received a Wells notice from the SEC recommending the regulator take enforcement action. Coinbase said the legal threat could potentially target the exchange's staking program, Coinbase Earn, listed digital assets, its wallet, or Coinbase Prime services. A Wells notice letter typically warns a company that the SEC may follow with an enforcement action, but Coinbase provided no details other than possible violations of securities laws. We asked SEC specifically to identify which assets on our platforms they believe may be securities, and they declined to do so. This is very typical of the SEC. I believe there was another cryptocurrency exchange did the exact same thing. I think it was either Binance or Binance US got a threat from the SEC, and they said, would you mind telling us what tokens that we're selling that you consider to be securities? Because if you do, then we'll deal with it, right? But nope, we're not going to tell you. We're just going to tell you that we think you're selling securities, but we're not going to specifically tell you which tokens we believe are securities. So being really cruddy, if you ask me. So that Coinbase is dealing with that this week. The stock in Coinbase went way down as a result of that Wells letter. And now, recently, 19 hours ago, U.S. has left a vacuum that other countries are eager to fill, as per Coinbase. Right? Coinbase is now bad-mouthing the U.S. government and its policies as far as crypto goes, and also hinting that I think they made an announcement also that they're planning on setting up some services overseas out of U.S. jurisdiction. So he's talked about this in the past. I'm talking about the CEO of Coinbase. Basically, he had said, I think last week, that the U.S. was chasing all of the, crypto companies out of the U.S. And so they were fleeing to better, more welcoming regulatory climates. All right. Coinbase, seemingly on the verge of a court battle with the United States SEC, has emphasized the government's hawkish approach to crypto regulation has left a vacuum that other countries are eager to fill. So we talked about the Wells notice of Coinbase, and now we're seeing that companies are starting to look elsewhere. And this is an opportunity for the U.S. Most of the big crypto innovation started here. Coinbase started here. A lot of the developers of various cryptocurrencies are U.S. based. And if they're going to be treated as criminals, they're probably going to go somewhere else. Right? Now, there's also, if you're aware, Silvergate and Signature Bank recently collapsed a week or two ago. And they were big in crypto services. They were some of the biggest, the two biggest crypto service providing banks out there. And I'm going to give you another link here in a minute. But there's another crypto bank called Custodia that's trying to fill the gap. A well-run company with high liquidity. But now the Fed is concerned. They would endanger itself and the crypto industry. The Fed admitted Custodia has sufficient capital and resources to launch. However, it has fundamental concerns about the instability of a crypto-focused bank. So not only has the U.S. bullied crypto companies and shut down crypto-related banks, they're also trying to bully new crypto banks trying to get into the space, right? So we're kind of seeing a full-fledged hard press against the crypto industry. Not crypto itself, right? There's really not much the government can do about Bitcoin itself. So it's going to attack the on and off ramps and the large companies that are dealing with crypto and Bitcoin. Federal Reserve Board hammered more nails into the coffin of Custodia Bank's failed push for membership on Friday, condemning the proposal's shortcomings in every single category the Fed assesses, saying each of those misfires would have justified its own rejection. Custodia's membership application, as well as its application for a master account, was denied in January, 18 months after the applications were filed. Custodia, formerly known as Avanti Bank, sued the Federal Reserve in June of 22, alleging the central bank was unlawfully delaying its decision, and filed an amended complaint earlier this year, alleging a Fed conspiracy to block it. This epic response from the Fed is the first detailed effort at explanation. Ooh, so seems like there's a crypto war going, right? But that's the regulatory front. Let's just quickly move over to the adoption front. I got a great story about Amazon teasing plans for NFTs. NFT plans teased in a receipt mailed Friday afternoon. In an email to CoinDesk Nikelesh Day, Amazon appeared to confirm that digital tokens, an NFT gallery, and resale opportunities are coming to the site. So here's the email that he got from Amazon. Good news, your order has been completed and your digital token is now in your gallery. Keep in mind you won't be able to resell it until it's unlocked. If your item isn't unlocked within 72 hours, please contact customer support. You'll also need to register as a reseller before listing an NFT for sale. The email was sent as a confirmation after a Prime Video channel subscription was renewed automatically. Day had not purchased a non-fungible token from Amazon and did not have any prior knowledge of the platform's integration of NFTs. I know this is kind of a major crypto news publication, but personally, this looks like kind of a spam or phishing email to me. Basically, it has all the hallmarks of a fake email. It's informing him of something he didn't purchase, informing him of something he didn't know about prior to that. I get a lot of emails like that where they're telling me that, a transaction of my bank didn't go through, or I get an email or a text saying MetaMask tech support is trying to contact me because my transaction is blocked or, timed out, and, to go here to fix it. And they're always scams. So I'll take this story as good news that Amazon is thinking about, or there is evidence that Amazon will have NFTs on their platform. But I suspect that this email is not legitimate. And of course, if we read further, I'm pretty sure Amazon will have no comment whatsoever on this. The email also mentions resale. Well, yeah, we read the email. He was not able to access the digital tokens. No surprise, right? He clicked it, whatever, nothing happened. Yeah. A representative for Amazon did not immediately respond. So yeah, I'm not too... seems a little premature, so to speak. Yeah. All right. And lastly, but not leastly, our old friend Do Kwon was arrested, apparently in Montenegro, trying to catch a plane to, I think, Dubai with fake ID. And so one of the most notorious crypto fraudsters, next to Sam Bankman-Fried, has finally been taken into custody. I don't know that he was an outright criminal. I think maybe he had good intentions, but greed got the better of him, right? But I don't know. I'm just a guy with an opinion. Yeah. Oh, is it misspelled? Is that why Dan posted that? Yeah. Yaniv. I'm new to crypto and I just want to tell you that you are amazing. By the way, you were able to recommend good website to get news about crypto. Oh yeah. So these news stories that I talk about are generally, I try to, if it's about crypto, I'll usually try to find it on cointelegraph.com, which is a great news story. If you check the links down in my description, you'll see that they're linking to mostly to CoinDesk or Cointelegraph. So these links down here should give you some a good head start if you're interested in up-to-date crypto news from a good source, right? You don't want to, go on these dicey news sites with, ads popping up everywhere. These are pretty good sites. All right, so that's it for the news, guys. I'm going to try to do something a little different this week and kind of focus on a particular topic, which will involve a little more discussion. Maybe I will, as always, try to give you some concrete examples, and I'm going to keep an eye on the chat window to try to get any questions that come up. Let's see. I'm going to try to do this. Is that better? I'm kind of looking more at you with this camera, but there's too much clutter in the background. What is all that stuff back? Oh, I see what's it. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, I think that's better. Oh, I could. Oh, yeah, and then there's that other camera too. Let's turn that off. Yeah, I think this is better. This camera. Okay, so welcome everybody. And I sat down today and tried to, I wanted to make sure that the live stream went off well and organized. I've had some bad experiences. Okay, that's good. Had some recently some bad experiences with things just not going the way I wanted them to on the live stream, some technical issues, and was a little disappointed in myself last week because of the 15-minute gap. So I've decided to kind of step things up, try to be a little more organized this week, and try to stick to the basics as much as possible. So I will do that. I'm new to crypto. I'm new to the channel. Haha. It's fine. Recommended it to my friends who are new to crypto. Thank you. How do I classify a delegator fee in CoinLedger? That I don't know. I know that if you look at a transaction within CoinLedger, the CoinLedger will do its best to categorize it properly, like whether it's a transfer, a trade, or, a buy or a sell. But if you click right on the transaction, there's a pull-down menu that will allow you to specify what the transaction is manually. So perhaps it misclassified the transaction. But I don't know if they have delegator fees in there. I don't know. I'm not a tax expert. I've got some links to tax experts down in the description, but I don't know what the delegator fee, how that's taxed crypto-wise, right? It is generally charged to you in crypto, so I would imagine a delegator fee is taxed the same way as an Ethereum gas fee would be charged. And an Ethereum gas fee is charged as spending your crypto. A lot of people don't realize that. But whenever you spend crypto, whether it's to buy something, like you want to buy something on Newegg, or you want to send crypto to a friend, anything of that nature, or you're using crypto to buy a service, like you pay somebody in crypto. All of those types of transactions are classified as spending your crypto, and they have to be taxed. And the way they get taxed is if I pay you in Bitcoin on this date and time, then I have to determine the price of Bitcoin at that time and the amount of Bitcoin that I gave you. And then I have to go back and figure out at what price I bought that Bitcoin at. And so if I bought that Bitcoin when Bitcoin was $20,000, and then I pay you in crypto, or I use pay a delegator out of my wallet, or I pay an Ethereum fee in Ethereum. It can be Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever crypto you're dealing with. You have to figure out how much you paid for it when you bought it, what you paid for it when you bought it, and then what the price was when you spent it. And those two, your cost basis and your sale price determine the profit or loss in US dollars that you have to claim on your taxes. So I don't know if CoinLedger has a pull down for you to specify that it's a delegator fee or not. If it doesn't, then you'll probably have to figure out a way to get that done manually. You could talk to your tax preparer about that. Or you can talk to, I've got a link to the Crypto Tax Girl down below in the description. And I've got a link to Gordon Law, which he's a tax attorney who also does crypto tax returns. But either one of them can give you a short consultation for a price, of course, or they can just do the crypto part of your taxes, or they can do your entire return. And Laura also has a course where you can actually take her course and learn how crypto is taxed and how to do it yourself. But crypto tax software helps. And I've got those links here, like CoinLedger tax software, Coinly tax software, and CoinTracker.io tax software, which we were just talking about there. Is there a good way to identify which wallets keep changing their addresses and which stay the same? Not really. Bitcoin by default always will generate a brand new receiving address each time you send to the wallet. However, if you are wanting to avoid complications on your taxes and the Bitcoin wallet is a wallet that you use specifically to withdraw from your exchanges, something of that nature that's just for your own personal use, you can send to if it generates the first sending address, you can send to it over and over again. You don't have to use the newly generated address each time. You can send to the same address over and over again. Although by doing that, you're sort of defeating the purpose of that functionality, right? You're trying to preserve your privacy and by extension, your security by breaking up the wallet addresses so that not all of your transactions are in one wallet address, right? That's not very private and it's not very secure because blockchains are public, right? So Bitcoin, Litecoin, most of the remaining proof of work coins, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, Satoshi's BSV, will generate brand new receiving addresses whenever you want to make a transfer. But Ethereum addresses, Polygon addresses, Avalanche addresses, Binance Smart Chain addresses stay the same. So, but there's no set way of knowing, or I don't know of any website where they, group them like that. I just know because I have experience in that. But I don't know that there's any set way of determining which wallets do that and which don't, right? It's just a matter of when you start a cryptocurrency, you decide to buy a cryptocurrency, part of your research you might want to do a little research on how it handles addresses, right? What wallets are best, which is kind of why we want to talk tonight about wallets. And what do I mean by that? What is a wallet? That phrase gets thrown around a lot, and that is a very broad term. Even in crypto, it's kind of a broad term. It's a broad term in general, right? Because when I say the word wallet, the first thing that might spring to your mind is that piece of leather we carry around in our back pocket, or in your purse or whatever. Where you keep your ID and your credit cards and your cash, right? and the term wallet can apply to a lot of things, right? But in crypto, it has a very specific meaning, but it also has broad meanings, right? So, for example, when I talk about a cryptocurrency hardware wallet, and I'm showing you this device, you might think, as you see this device, if you're not familiar with crypto, you're like, oh wow, you mean you keep like thousands of dollars of crypto on that little plastic thing? And in a way, that's correct, and in a way, it's not. Right? First of all, the crypto does not go into this thing. I have a lot of people asking me, why can't I see my balance on my Ledger device, right? They expect to see the device giving them the readout of how much Bitcoin is in there. That's not the way the device works, right? This part of the wallet is the keychain, right? The other half of that is the software that you use to manage the wallets that you've created on your device. So this software that I'm launching now is Ledger Live. And Ledger Live software can be thought of as a wallet, right? So we're talking about how we define the term wallet in the realm of cryptocurrency. So this device holds the private keys, and Ledger Live holds the public keys, or the public keys can be generated by this device and then stored on your computer in the form of Ledger Live, right? So you don't have to connect your Ledger device to your computer to look at your holdings in Ledger Live. It's a little funny that way. But the software and the hardware device put together in conjunction with each other can be thought of as a wallet, right? But it can also be thought of as multiple wallets, right? Because each different cryptocurrency gets stored in what Ledger Live calls accounts. But each separate account can be thought of as a separate wallet. So as you can see, it gets a little confusing. And the Bitcoin or the crypto is not stored in Ledger Live. It's not stored on your computer. It's not stored in this device. Crypto is stored on blockchains, and blockchains are decentralized ledgers that keep track of where all the crypto is on the blockchain, right? Pretty nebulous term. So how do we wrap our heads around a wallet and what it is? How do we use it? What's it for? Why should we use it? All those things come up to newcomers in cryptocurrency. Think about it as far as a bank. So with a bank is for storing your money. And most of your money you keep in the bank mostly because they keep it safe and secure for you. Because it would be impractical to carry around all of your money with you all the time. And even impractical, if you have a fairly decent job, to keep all of your money at home, under your bed, and then have to run to the store or the power company to pay your bills in cash. That would be very impractical. So the bank will keep your money secure and make it convenient for you to use it, right? And so nobody can steal it from you, right? If someone steals from the bank, your money's insured and you're made whole. But we also carry around little wallets on our person with a certain amount of spending cash that we might need for our day-to-day cash needs, right? Less and less in today's society. I very rarely carry cash around with me. I made a point to stick some cash in my wallet because I just don't use cash very often. But when I do need it, I feel like a dum-dum for not having any. So I started to put a little cash in my wallet. So you see, we've got the bank and we've got our own personal wallets. But crypto is a little different. With a crypto wallet, the crypto wallet is the bank, right? The crypto wallet is where you keep all of your main holdings, right? because they're safe and secure in your wallet. If you keep your wallet, if you handle your wallet properly. And that's the whole point. You don't, the term wallet, when used in crypto, confuses people, because I don't carry around all the money that I keep in the bank in my wallet. Why would I do that? That's not very smart way. But you have to kind of turn your thinking upside down in a sense when you're dealing with crypto, because the wallet is analogous to the bank in regular mainstream type finances, dollar finances, right? So the wallet is where you keep your long-term bulk holdings, right? And the day-to-day spending stuff or the day-to-day trading stuff will happen on exchange, but I don't keep all my Bitcoin on an exchange. A lot of people that are new do. A lot of people that are new come in and they buy Bitcoin on an exchange, they leave it on the exchange, and they never think twice about it. And that's all well and good. If you're using a reputable exchange like Coinbase or Binance US or Kraken or Gemini, you got nothing to worry about. Although lately, we're dealing with the banking crisis. So people are losing trust in banks, and we've got the government bullying crypto companies and crypto banks that are doing business with crypto companies. So it's becoming less and less secure to keep your crypto on an exchange long term. You don't want to do that, right? You want to keep crypto in your own wallet. So what are the different types of wallets? I'll just give you a quick overview. I told you earlier on about my recommendations. I also wanted to give a shout out to Kenneth for a YouTube video that I think you might enjoy. I can't believe they did this, the signature shutdown. He's talking about basically the government's war on crypto-related banks. And it's very insightful. He backs up his facts with a lot of references, and I can't remember the name of it's the Coin Bureau YouTube channel. So I would recommend that you check out that video if you're interested in the long-term prospects of cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency-related banks. So now more than ever is a good time to make sure that your crypto is stored safely and securely in a wallet. So what are the best wallets out there? As I mentioned, I gave you a link to this Forbes article. If I can find it. I'm just going back and forth here. This one right here. It's a good article. A lot of these articles that you'll see, like what are the best wallets, they'll have like the top one, like, okay, well, even Forbes did it, right? Featured partner offer, right? Okay, yeah, so Coinbase is the number one on our list, but they're our partner. Yeah, it's just basically a commercial. I'm not a huge fan of the Coinbase wallet. The Coinbase wallet can be used as a browser. It is a browser extension. I think there's also an iOS and Android version of it. But the browser extension can be used in conjunction with a hardware wallet to make it more secure. You're like, what? What is he talking about? Well, there are ways to connect your hardware wallet to various third-party wallets to manage your assets and still maintain the security of having your private keys on this hardware device. Right. So, but anyway, this is the article. You might want to check it out. Give some recommendations for hot wallets and cold wallets. A cold wallet is a wallet that stores the private key offline. That's what I've been talking about. Right. So I've got a link to that article. But let's talk about very quickly. Ledger.com is my go-to cryptocurrency hardware wallet, the Ledger Nano X. I think I recommended the Ledger Nano X, and the other wallet that they have is Oh, this is the backup pack. But if you look here, Legend NOx, their flagship product, they got a new product coming out, the Stacks, which has been delayed. I'm not going to talk a lot about the Stacks tonight. This is Legend NOx, 149 bucks. They also have the Legend NOS Plus, which is cheaper, $79, but it does not have Bluetooth. So it really, and it doesn't have a battery. So you can't really use it on the go with your phone the way you can the Legend NOx. But it's perfectly good cryptocurrency wallet. Has about the same amount of storage as the Legend NOx, has the same size screen as the Legend NOx. So it pretty much does everything the Legend NOx can do. Just doesn't have that mobility, right? That Bluetooth connectivity for your phone, right? So you could take a laptop with you to the coffee shop if you want to do your crypto on the go with the Legend NOS Plus, as long as you have a computer with you. But it won't connect to your phone. I mean, it can, sort of, but not very well. Right? They have a cable connection kit for it, but it only works on Android. And then, as I mentioned, you've got that backup pack, which gives you both, right? You buy both products, and then you set them up as mirror images of each other. You can do that. It's pretty... It's not rocket science. I've got some videos on how you set it up. You set up the Legend NOx, you store your crypto on there, and then you do a restore onto the secondary device. And the secondary device is a mirror image of the original device. So they're interchangeable. So that's really the safest and secure way to manage crypto on these devices. They give you a backup phrase, which you write down on a piece of paper or however you want to store it, and store it somewhere safe. Reminds me of Frank Zappa, right? Or whatever it is that they write it on up there. You can write down your backup phrase on the back of a shovel with charcoal like they did back in Lincoln's day. Wasn't that the story that Abraham Lincoln learned how to read and write using a piece of charcoal on the back of a shovel? I don't know. Sounds like a wives' tale to me. Yeah, so you write down that phrase, and should the device get destroyed, lost, or stolen, you can re-access your crypto by doing a restore onto a new device. That's a common misconception. When I do videos about these hardware devices, I'll always get that comment that says, "Oh, that's really nice. What if you break it?" And I'm like, well, if you break it, then you use your backup phrase. This is all cryptography, right? So your backup phrase is the cryptographic, or is the English readable representation of your private key. So it must be safe and secure. Don't show it to anybody. Don't give it to anybody that asks for it, whether they say they're from tech support or from the IRS, or it's your grandma and she wants your backup phrase. Don't give it to her. All right. And then coming in a close second, I really like the Trezor Model T. I love the touchscreen interface. The only thing about the Trezor Model T is it's not as universally supported as the Legend NOx. But it is very elegant device. I really like using it. It's got a very nice workflow when you're signing transactions, and it has its own software for managing crypto as well. So another great choice. They also have a cheaper model called the the Model 1, which has kind of a button interface, no touch screen, just a readout, right? It's not a touch screen. So a little clunkier, but a pretty decent way if you're looking for, a good price point. I forget, $69. The Model T is expensive, right? $212. So those are your big hardware wallets. So what about what they call hot wallets? Now, a hot wallet is any wallet where the private key is not stored offline, right? So the private key is vulnerable to hackers in that sense. MetaMask is totally free to use. It does not work for Bitcoin, but it does work for Ethereum and all of the other EVM chains like Polygon, Avalanche, Binance Smart Chain, Optimism. There's a lot of alternate chains, and they're all supported using MetaMask. So, not to mention also that you can use MetaMask in conjunction with a Ledger or Trezor device so that it becomes even more secure, as well as being powerful and flexible and free. You can also use it in conjunction with your hardware devices, but you got to go buy your hardware device, of course. Or if you're just getting started and you're careful with your computer, you've got firewall, Windows Defender, malware, anti-malware software, you don't download a bunch of junk, then and you're not storing like your life savings in crypto, and you just want to dip your toe, just grab MetaMask. It's free to download and install as in your browser, and you can create a standalone wallet with a backup phrase, which you will write down and store in a safe place, and then you can manage crypto in your browser safely and securely. It's only as secure as your computer. So if you are good with computers, if you're savvy, you know how to, stay off the phishing sites and don't click weird email links, and you know how to, either use Windows Defender or, buy third-party virus protection, malware protection. Just keep your computer safe and secure. This is a great free wallet. You don't even have to run out and buy a hardware device if you're just getting started. It's great. Is US dollar Tether safer to hold than US dollar coin? Well, that's kind of a philosophical question. That video that I linked to earlier, about that YouTube video that I linked to by Coin Bureau, he talks a little bit about the issues with the stable coins and the way that the government is going after the stable coins. But US dollar coin is by Circle, a very reputable company, but it's been under some pressure because of the bank closures. But in this video, he talks about the stability of Tether, and I'm not going to be able to find it for you off the top of my head. It's in the video somewhere. It's a pretty long video. Well, it's not that long. It's 20 minutes. It's well worth your time. But he talks about the U.S. Tether market is pretty stable, and it's huge compared to the other stable coins. So even if the government tried to shut down U.S. dollar coin, the crypto markets would still function with U.S. Tether. But there are a lot of Tether conspiracy theorists that tell you Tether is a big scam, and it's like, eh. So yeah, I couldn't tell you which is safer to hold, right? They both have their pros and cons. That's not really a cut and dried answer question. And then as far as other wallets go, soft wallets, my recommendation for a good, free, open source Bitcoin wallet is the Electrum Bitcoin wallet. If you just bought yourself $50 worth of Bitcoin and you cannot justify spending $150 on a hardware wallet, or even $79 on a hardware wallet, then download and install the Bitcoin Electrum wallet. You can store your Bitcoin in this wallet. It, of course, is the private keys are stored on your computer. They are encrypted, but by virtue of the fact that they're on your computer, they're not offline, and so they are vulnerable. So this wallet is only as safe as your computer. So keep your computer safe. Don't download a bunch of junk on free stuff on your computer. If you have a family and your kids use your computer, I would try maybe get yourself a cheap laptop. You don't want your Bitcoin wallet or your MetaMask wallet to be on the computer that your kids get on, because your kids are constantly downloading games and stuff like that. and there's a lot of adware and spyware that gets like included along with like free game downloads and stuff. And if your kids aren't careful, and they're not really worried about that, they just want to grab their game, there's a lot of like bloatware that gets downloaded along with free games and stuff. So you really, if you want to keep your crypto wallet safe and secure on your computer, you should probably do your crypto stuff on a separate computer, right? On your computer. Yeah. So that's the, and so Electrum Bitcoin Wallet is a great free Bitcoin software wallet that you can use to manage your Bitcoin, right? So why do we want to put Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in our own wallets, right? There's an argument against it because, well, when I buy Bitcoin on Coinbase and then I transfer it into my wallet, I have to pay fees. And when I want to sell my Bitcoin and I have to transfer it back to Coinbase, I have to pay fees again. So I've used up a lot of my profits are eaten away by these transfer fees. And that's a pretty strong argument, especially when it comes to coins like Ethereum that have high fees, high transfer fees, high trading fees. So yes, you are taking that hit when you store crypto in your own wallet. There are fees involved with that. Every time you make a transfer, you're getting charged a fee. But in the long run, the safety and security of managing your crypto in your own wallet outweighs the problems or the issue of those fees, right? And if you are a long-term crypto investor or a savvy trader and you're making smart purchases and you're making profit, the $5-10 worth of fees that you're incurring by storing them in your wallet and then moving them back to liquidate are going to pale in comparison to the profits that and if your trade goes sour and it's a loss, then that $5 or $10 of fees are not going to they'll be the least of your problems. So I know we're all taught to be frugal, but storing crypto in your own wallet is the best way to manage your own crypto. There's so many things that you can avoid, like bankruptcies, failures, government seizures, getting locked out of your cryptocurrency account because you entered your password wrong 3 times, or somebody tried to hack your account, or somebody pretended to be you and now you're locked out of your own account. I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong between you and a cryptocurrency exchange. There's no worse feeling than being unable to access your own assets or losing your own assets, right? So learn how to use cryptocurrency wallets so that you can avoid that kind of stuff. Let's see. I appear to still be online. Questions have kind of dried up. So I'm just going to scroll up here. Thanks for explaining and simplifying crypto. I think so many do not understand how everything works, including me. The more people that understand, the more we will adapt. Okay. Scott Lee is here. US dollar coin and or US dollar tether never hit 1 million. Bitcoin will. Yeah. Yeah. Stable coins are fine. They have a specific use case. Some people prefer to keep their cash kind of on the sidelines, waiting for the opportunity to buy. And so they prefer to keep it in stablecoin. You can store stablecoin in your own wallet, keep it safe and secure. But it's, as Dan points out, it's not really an investment. It has a utilitarian use. to lock in gains. Usually, that's pretty much why it started, and also because of to get around some of the banking rules in the beginning of in the early days of crypto. There were a lot of people that wanted to realize their gains without having to cash out, and so stablecoins filled that need by allowing you to trade from Bitcoin to a stablecoin like Tether. Tether is pegged to the price of the US dollar, so that it was almost as like having dollars, right? And even though the value of the dollar does suffer from inflation and does fluctuate slightly, it's much more stable, at least now, than Bitcoin, right, or any other crypto. So, like if there's wild price swings up, and you want to, realize some gains, then they'd swap your Bitcoin for Tether, and then wait for Bitcoin to go down again so you can buy more. Right? That was the original use case for stablecoins. But there are other things you can do with stablecoins. You can also stake stablecoins, lend stablecoins. So there's a whole kind of universe of functionality that has sprung up around stablecoins. They're more than just places to park your crypto gains. All right. Okay. All right. I'm looking over there at the laptop. Everything seems to be going okay. So let's see what's next on the agenda. I know this is, for those of you who come every week, you've heard me say this stuff 1,000 times. We talked about hot wallets versus cold wallets. We talked about the popular hardware and software options. Tips for keeping your cryptocurrency safe and secure. So one of the first things that I'll talk about, I guess, is how to transfer your crypto. I did this last week. Let's see. I do have some Bitcoin here. I want to do something quick, because sometimes when you transfer Bitcoin, sometimes when you transfer Bitcoin, it takes a while for it to actually confirm in your cryptocurrency exchange account. So what I'm going to do is I'll take some Polygon, because it is pretty fast, and I'm going to put it in my Coinbase account. Now you'll notice here, this is my Coinbase account, that I don't have a lot of assets in Coinbase at the moment. Not that I don't sometimes keep, some assets on Coinbase, but at the moment I don't. But this is a typical workflow, right? We don't want to keep everything on Coinbase and just leave it there. If you're new to crypto and you're scared of wallets, think you might make a mistake, it might not be a bad idea to just stick with Coinbase in the beginning, right? But the more you learn about crypto and the more crypto that you buy and hold, the more you're putting yourself in a somewhat risky position by leaving your crypto on an exchange, because it's not really yours when it's on an exchange. It's just sort of legally, they're obliged, they're in debt to you, right? But things could happen, and then they could say, oh, well, we're bankrupt now, so sorry, we can't give you back that crypto that you had stored on here. That happened to a lot of people last year, right? When FTX collapsed and when Celsius collapsed, there was a lot of people that were, lost crypto that they thought was safe and secure because it was sitting on an exchange, right? I'm not saying that Coinbase is about to go belly up anytime soon, but with the regulatory climate that we're dealing with now, you never know what could happen. The government could suddenly just declare Coinbase, as persona non grata, and just like, you never know what could happen. Look what happened to Signature Bank. Just got like blindsided over the weekend, right? But Signature Bank got shut down by the FDIC. Okay, so let's put some Polygon in here. I'm going to use the receive functionality. I did this last week too. We talked about Polygon and its different formats and whatever. Why don't we do that experiment this time? Let's say, okay, I'm going to, I want to make a deposit of Matic, and I'm going to tell it that I want to use the Ethereum network, right? I can switch, right? I can switch to Polygon or Ethereum, but I'm going to tell it, yes, I'm going to use the Ethereum network. I'm going to grab that address, and then I'm going to go to my wallet. This is kind of tricky, so for those of you who are new, you may not know, well, what is he talking about, right? But those of you who were here last week, we talked a little bit about the different formats of Polygon. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and risk $50 of my own money and see what happens. So I'm going to be sending the Polygon from my wallet to my Coinbase account. So I'm going to grab, I'm going to send, right? And then I'll paste in the address of my Coinbase account, right? That is the address that Coinbase gave me, right? And we can even look. Right, so even if I switch to Polygon, it's the exact same address. But let's just tell Coinbase, okay, yeah, I'm gonna drop some Polygon on the Ethereum network, right? So grab this address, put it in our wallet as an outgoing transaction, right? I am sending my Polygon to Coinbase from my wallet, right? So we'll hit that. And then I'm going to need to authorize this on my hardware device because my hardware device holds the private key. This is how I authorize transactions. This is the security of my wallet, my hardware wallet. So first thing I'll do is I have my little device. It's connected to my computer. I'm going to enter my PIN. Whoops. I'm going to backspace. All right, so we'll enter the PIN. Okay, so now that I have the PIN entered, let's see what we can do with this camera over here on the side so you can see my device. Oops, there we go. All right, so I have my device connected and I need to be in the Polygon app because I am managing my Polygon. So let's get into that. Is that, oh, it's Monero. I'm trying to get this glare out of here. There it is. That's the Polygon app because we're in the Polygon account. Right, so how much are we going to send? I told you I'd do risk $50. We'll hit continue here. Notice the fees on Matic are negligible, which is why we like Matic. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit continue. And now the device is going to ask me to authorize, right? That's why the device is secure, right? It holds the private key. So let's do a review. There's our amount. There's the address we're sending to. We can even double check that while we're looking, right? Make sure it matches the address that I see here. All right, let's go back. And we'll just scroll over using this metal button till we get to accept and send. We'll hit both buttons. Make sure I haven't muted my mic by accident. And off it goes. Right, we can view details on that. Basically 0.003 cents in transfer fees for that. Right, now I'm done with the device. I can put it down. Oops. And off it goes. And we'll have to wait a couple of minutes for it to show up in Coinbase. And I should get an email alert from Coinbase telling me that I made a deposit of Polygon Unless, of course, that address thing goes flaky on me. Okay. So if I never get the acknowledgement, then we'll know that you have to make sure you tell it which network you're using. My contention is it doesn't matter when you make your deposit because it's the exact same address. So whether you tell it it's coming in on Ethereum or coming in on Polygon, they'll see it and they'll know. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong and we could be out 50, but we'll see. So we got to wait for that. While I'm waiting for that, let me check the here. Save us, Rex, from all this crap. Bitcoin does not have the tax thing. When you transact, little fees charged. Your taxes already paid to the government. Countries will become greater this way. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll let people say their minds, right? As I wanted to point out at the beginning, I'd like to increase engagement during the live stream. So I welcome anybody to give us your opinion. You know, it could be a little out there. I can tolerate that. If it gets to the point of being, you know, badgering, if you're over, there's spammers that do ads and stuff like that. But then there's people that just kind of get carried away and they like just, I'll look up and I'll see they've like said 7 things in a row, you know, and really fast, and they're just being overly engaged, you know. It might put you in a timeout or whatever, but you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Midat, hey CryptoDad, what's happening? You're testing something new on Polygon network. Well, the only thing I'm really testing, we all know that that Matic can be moved on multiple networks. If we look at the CoinGecko page for Matic, you'll see that Matic or Polygon has multiple chains, right? It exists on what we call the native Polygon chain. It has a Harmony-based token. There's a Binance Smart Chain-based Matic. There's Moon River. And then the Ethereum chain. So a Coinbase supports 2 of those chains. Coinbase, if you want to store Matic on Coinbase, you can send and receive either on the Ethereum network or on the Polygon network. Now, when you make your withdrawal, it makes a big difference on Coinbase of the fees that they charge. So if you have Polygon on Coinbase and you withdraw it in Ethereum format, you're going to get a pretty big Ethereum-based transfer fee. If you have Polygon on Coinbase and you withdraw it in Matic, if you withdraw it in Polygon format, the fee is much lower. As you noticed when I sent the Polygon, the fee was really low, right? So there's our outgoing transaction, and the fee for that was turned out to be way less than a cent, right? About 1/10 of a cent. So bully on the fees. So are we going to see it on Coinbase? Yes. Coinbase has just acknowledged that they received my Polygon. So even though I didn't specify properly on Coinbase the receive, right? So when I went to, let's do this. When I went to do my receive of Polygon, they say, oh, well, we can receive on multiple networks. So you need to make sure you tell us which network you're using. Well, I told them I was using Ethereum, but I sent it from my Polygon wallet anyway, and it still got there. Right? So I figured it didn't matter. So it was just kind of a dumb experiment that I wanted to do to just, you know, see if it comes in. Let's go to my assets. We'll just do a refresh. and it's not completely verified yet, but I did get the email from Coinbase telling me that it's there. Let's see, we can do Polygon, and we can look at the balance, primary balance, and then you can see here that we're receiving it, right? It's pending. It's a pending deposit. Should be available for trading shortly, which is why I chose Polygon. If you choose Bitcoin, it's kind of the luck of the draw with Coinbase. Sometimes when you drop some Coinbase, or when you drop some Bitcoin into your Coinbase account, it becomes available within minutes, like 15 or 20 minutes. It shows up as available in your balance. I've had it take all day, so it's kind of a crapshoot. So I didn't want to risk on a live stream making the transfer and having it. Oh no. Whew. Okay, so we just had our first disconnect, reconnect. The problem that I thought I had fixed with my clean install. Hopefully that won't go crazy on me. If I have to do another clean install, I have to do another clean install, I guess. But that was really disappointing for me to have that happen once again. I thought that I had solved that problem. Yeah. Oh well. Okay. Let's give these. Whoops. Okay. All right, let's do a refresh and see if that Polygon. It's going to be a couple minutes, I think, on the Polygon. Okay. All right. I can deal with this. All right. So let's do it this way. If it's going to be doing that to me. Okay, I'm just going to hang on. I can always move over to the laptop if this gets to be a problem, which I might have to do here. It'll be a little weird for me, but okay, it seems to have stopped. Oh my gosh. Okay. Rex, how do you rate Windows Defender against McAfee or Kaspersky for protecting DeFi and wallets against phishing and malware? Well, any antivirus isn't, not that I'm aware of, they're not specifically geared towards protecting DeFi and wallets, right? It's just a general, you want to protect people. You want to protect yourself from spamming and phishing so that you won't reveal your backup phrase. But there are some attacks that actually try to attack remotely the crypto information you have stored on your computer. But it all falls under the blanket of protecting yourself in general from any kind of intrusion and or spamming. And Windows Defender is adequate, I would say, especially if you're on a budget. It's built into Windows. A lot of people swear by it. A lot of people will tell you that there's no reason to buy antivirus software because Windows Defender works very well. I personally don't use McAfee or Kaspersky. I use EST, Internet Security, which I've been using for many years. I really like it. It's an Eastern European company. I'm not sure exactly which country they're out of, but I like it because it's fast and powerful and non-obtrusive. Norton. I know a lot of people, have known people that have used Norton. And the problem that I have with Norton is that it's always telling you that it's there. Oh, Norton's telling you this. Norton's telling you that. And I've had people calling me in a panic. Norton just showed me some error. And I'm like, Norton is it is geared to be way too sensitive. And I think the reason they do that is to is to scare people and to make them think they need it, as opposed to it just doing its job in the background. McAfee, I feel, is a little bit like that too. It's a little overly sensitive with all the messages it gives you. It shows you a lot of warnings that aren't particularly harmful, but just something that might be concerning. There is a lot of stuff that goes on under the hood of your computer that you don't need to be aware of. So a lot of antivirus tend to kind of announce themselves too much. And Norton especially is always offering for you to upgrade, or to, now that you've got great virus protection, why don't you use our password manager? Why don't you use our personal identity protection? They're always like trying to upsell you for other products, and I don't care for that. So ESET also has some other related products, but it doesn't pop up when I'm using my virus protection. ESET is virus and firewall protection. And then I also use Malwarebytes. Whoops. Why is it open Malwarebytes? I use Malwarebytes anti-malware software. Malwarebytes is, you can download and use Malwarebytes for free to clean up your computer. If you already have a bunch of malware and spyware and bloatware on your computer, it does a really good job of cleaning it up for free. But if you want to do a subscription for their premium, it'll give you real-time protection so that it'll alert you when something's incoming as it happens, rather than cleaning it up after the fact. But I had been using Malwarebytes as just a go-to tool when I used to be a Mac consultant. I would go over to somebody's house. They had all kinds of malware on their computer. I could download and run Malwarebytes for free and clean it all up for them. And then I would just leave it on there. And the next time they called me, I'd go over there. And I didn't have to talk them into buying the premium version because, Anyway, it's a good tool. And I've been subscribed to it for several years now. So those two are my go-tos. So, but it's mostly personal preference, right? Let's see what we got here. Still no joy. Still waiting for my Matic to show up. That's disappointing. I don't know what happened to the good old days where my assets used to just show up so quick when I did transfers. I think it has a lot to do with this. Well, I believe Signature Bank had a big impact on Coinbase. If I recall, Coinbase used Signature Bank for their cash outs. Of course, we're not dealing with that right now. What we're dealing with now is just a straight crypto transfer from a wallet to an exchange. So I'm not sure why that would be affected. So maybe I'm just being suspicious. But my gut feeling is that Coinbase is a little more conservative than it used to be as far as like getting your... I mean, it used to be almost instantaneous when I would transfer Polygon and Ethereum over to my coin. Okay, there it is. Let's see. I was bad-mouthing them, and there it is. Dan, I reached 150,000 subscribers, I guess this week. And it was a slow going because for a while there in 2021, I think I was getting like at least 1,000 new subscribers every month. And then over the last several months with the crypto market being down and whatnot, I wasn't getting the amount of subscribers that I was getting. So it took quite a while to get from like 148,000 to 150,000, but we're here, right? 150,000 subscribers. Thank you. I've been around since 2017. And I appreciate all the support you guys have given me over those years. All right, so what I want to do quickly is I want to swap this for another coin, and then we'll move that coin into my wallet. Right? This is just an exercise. It's just a demo. Let's do Bitcoin. Let's see if we can grab some Bitcoin. The first thing, there is no Polygon Bitcoin trading pair. Let's check. See, it is Matic. Is there? Oh, okay, there is. All right. So notice here when I type in Matic here, I get all of the trading pairs. So these are the cryptos that you can swap directly within Coinbase. Right? So we want to swap our Matic for Bitcoin. So I'll choose this pair. Takes me to this really complicated looking screen. I'll go up here, and what I want to do is I'll do a market order. It says add funds to... Okay, sell Matic. Right? I want to sell Matic for Bitcoin. All right, I want to sell it all. Right? I can just pull that slider over for 100%. So it's going to net me some Bitcoin. We'll see what happens. All right, it goes through pretty quick because it was a market order. That just means I'll take whoever has Bitcoin, I'll take it, right? I'm not going to specify a particular price that I want to buy. That's too complicated for me. Let's go to my assets. Let's just do a quick refresh. And we should see now that I have Bitcoin, right? Because I lost a little bit there. There was a trading fee. There was maybe some slippage, the price fluctuation, whatnot. But roughly, we still got our $50, pretty close to it. So what I would like to do is just withdraw this Bitcoin from my account to my wallet. This is what we were talking about. You don't want to leave your crypto on an exchange indefinitely. Now, this is $50. It's not that big of a deal, but it's safer in my wallet, right? It's the exact opposite of what we deal with in the traditional finance world. In the traditional finance world, $1,000 is safer in the bank than in your wallet, because your wallet that you carry in your back pocket, you could lose it. It could, go through the washing machine. You could get robbed. There's so many, it's not as safe as in the bank. It's safer in the bank, because the bank has security, alarms, security guards, FDIC insurance, right? My money is safer in a bank than it is in my wallet. Crypto is the opposite, right? Crypto is safer in your wallet than it is on an exchange, all right? But the crypto wallet, depending on your use case, you're not carrying around your crypto wallet usually, right? I carry mine with me sometimes when I'm doing something specific. But day to day, I generally keep my wallet, my hardware device, home safe. And even if someone breaks into my house and steals this thing, my seed phrase is written down and hidden away. No one's going to find it, right? And I have copies of it off-site. So if there's a fire or a flood or whatever, I can always restore to a new device with my backup phrase. The crypto really relies more on the backup phrase than the device. As people point out, it's just a tiny little piece of plastic, right? Could get smashed, lost, stolen, dropped in the toilet, chewed up by the dog. It is vulnerable. So, but the backup phrase, if written down in a, on whatever it is that they write it on up there, you can write it down in metal. You can etch it in metal. There's metal solutions where they've got little metal letters that you can arrange to store it in a more durable format. There's lots of safe and secure ways to store your backup phrase so that you'll always have access to your crypto. I just want to acknowledge Scoop, who's thrown me some money. So I want to read what he's got here. After ARB airdrop yesterday, I ended up buying I can't see this. After After ARB airdrop yesterday, I ended up buying 1.484 token. Binance then froze. 1 hour later, Binance restarted. Price, though, was much lower. I was down a lot. It hasn't recovered. Anyways, not sure what to think of that. Um, I had read somewhere about Binance being down earlier, and I just perused that when I was looking for news. I didn't really read why it happened or what the excuse was that they gave. It may have been the Arbitrum. It may have been related to the Arbitrum, if I'm pronouncing that right, ARB airdrop, because I know that was, I believe that was yesterday. And so there was a lot of interest in that. There was a lot of scams surrounding that. There were a lot of people Googling, how do I claim my Arbitrum airdrop? And they were being pelted by scammers and ne'er-doers trying to trick them into giving up their passphrases or transferring the crypto to them or whatever. And I know there was a lot of volume and activity. But I will say that Binance has been around. Let's see if I can find that story. Let's just Google Binance. Or I'm going to Google search for Binance. Are you talking about Binance proper or Binance US? This is the one that I saw. Binance spot trading March 24th, yesterday, due to an issue on trailing stop orders, whatever that means. Binance announced that spot trading on the platform experienced an issue, and then the crypto exchange, and the crypto exchange is working on resolving the problem. Crypto exchange Binance has encountered major issues with spot trading on the platform. On March 24th, Binance suspended all spot trading transactions, according to an announcement by Binance's official Twitter account. Blah, 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 blah. Deposits and withdrawals are paused as a standard operating procedure. Funds are safe, of course. But, when trades are held up and, a lot of people are timing their trades, and a trade that gets held up can cost you a lot, depending on the situation. Unfortunately, I am pretty sure that in their terms of service, they mention this, that, nothing is guaranteed, and that, you are accepting that risk when you sign up and use their platform. So there's not a whole lot that can be done. I don't know if it's possible for a person that's trading in the U.S., like with a broker, to actually sue his broker for technical issues if they end up on the wrong side of a trade because, like, Merrill Lynch goes down, or they can't reach their broker when they're trying to sell, or technical issues like with an E-Trade account being down, and the claim is that, if I could have sold at 3 o'clock, I would have made a huge profit, and you were down and I couldn't sell till the next morning, and then the stock tanked, and I basically lost my investment because you guys held up my trade. I don't know that there's, even under US regulations, if there's a way to be made whole over something like that. And I am pretty, I would say that Binance is an up and up trading platform for the most part, that they probably didn't do that on purpose, right? I don't know. And it was notorious during the early bull runs, like 2017, 2018, 2019, into 2020. that Coinbase would go down whenever there were huge run-ups in the crypto market. They were always tended to get overloaded, especially during like huge bull runs and even on the downsides as well. So a lot of people cried foul over Coinbase being inaccessible during, high moments of high activity. Right. Let's go ahead and make this withdrawal. I think I was halfway into it, wasn't I? So now we have the Bitcoin. Let's put it in our Bitcoin wallet. So I'm going to use my Ledger. That's my my go-to wallet for you guys. That's my number one recommendation is the Ledger Nano X. I'll use Ledger Live. Pretty easy. Ledger Live is the software that I manage all of my crypto wallets with, and all the private keys for all of the wallets their corresponding private keys are stored on this device. Now, when I want to deposit crypto in my own wallet, I really don't need the device, right? I can just, Ledger Live is perfectly capable of generating a brand new receiving address or pulling up the same one again without having the device involved at all. So if I hit receive and continue, I can just say I don't have my device and it'll give me an address, right? So Coinbase can do everything it needs to do to provide me that. It can even generate a brand new address, right? Because it has all that blockchain information that it needs, all the public facing stuff. But you can also verify on your device, which is always good practice because it will, it verifies that your device and the account are a match, right? So you don't want to be dropping Bitcoin in the account if somehow you've screwed something up and the device is no longer tied to the account. Like you did a restore or a reset or something weird, and you're just dropping Bitcoin in an old account that is not, the device is not synced to it anymore. The device got reset or, whatever, right? People make mistakes, right? So it's good practice to go ahead and do the verification step when you're doing a receive, just to be on the safe side. So I'll go ahead and show you the process here. Now Ledger Live can tell me to be in the right app, right? So if I say verify my device, it'll tell me, oh, you need to open Bitcoin, right? Because you want to verify a Bitcoin address. So I'll click both buttons at the same time to do that. There's my, and that's it. It says Bitcoin is ready. That's no more. I don't need to do anything else to the device. A lot of people get freaky and they're like hitting buttons and doing weird stuff. And what do I do now? I'm like, well, just follow the instructions. I don't know. People get freaky sometimes. We all do. All right. So there's the address. I can see it on my device. I can see it on my computer screen. I can copy it into my clipboard. I can go back over here to Coinbase. I can go to send. And I'm going to go ahead and send the Bitcoin. Okay. It's taking a little bit longer than it usually does. Okay, there it is. I'll go ahead and send it all. They're going to charge me another fee here. So I'm getting eaten up by fees, really, just because I'm doing the demo for you guys. But it's not a big deal for me. All right, I'll go ahead and paste in the address of my wallet. I can look at it in Coinbase and I can look at it on my device just to double check. Just eyeball it, what you're doing. If you've never done this before, always send small test transactions. Please, always send small test transactions. Let's hit continue. All right, I didn't need a memo or anything like that. There's all the information I need. Send now. I need my two-factor authentication for my Google Authenticator. That's this guy here. All right, so notice there's that Coinbase code. I'm going to let it refresh, and then I'll go ahead and enter it. All right, there's that code. Off it goes. And I have 6. Now, another question that I always get from people is, now that I've made my transfer, do I need to leave my device connected? And the answer is no, you do not, right? Once you have initiated the transfer, it's a done deal. It's just moving Bitcoin from one location to another on the blockchain. You've already verified your address. You've already pasted it into Coinbase. You're done with the device, right? All you really want to do is wait for it to show up in your wallet. And you can do that just by looking at Ledger Live. I'll go ahead and approve that verification, right? A lot of people wait for the Bitcoin to show up on the device, right? It's not going to show up and say, oh, now there's 1 Bitcoin on here, or half a Bitcoin, or 0.05 Bitcoin. It's not going to do that. It's going to show up in your Ledger Live wallet, right? This one is just the key, right? I can disconnect it. Doesn't matter. In this case, it actually showed up in the wallet while I was babbling, and it has arrived. Notice that these down here are green. They say received and confirmed. This one is orange. It says it's not confirmed yet. That just means it needs time to confirm on the blockchain. Does not mean that it's not in your wallet. It just means that you can't send it back out yet. It's non-spendable. This is how Bitcoin works. It has to verify on the blockchain, right? The blockchain is decentralized. There's blockchains running blockchain nodes are running all over the world. It has to have time to sort of radiate out to the various nodes on the blockchain until it can be totally confirmed in a block, right? So that takes sometimes a few minutes, sometimes about 10 minutes, right? Maybe, it just depends. But once you see it come into the wallet, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. It's in there. I didn't get airdrop, bought thinking it would go beyond 150, etc., which I did, but then dropped. Got caught up in the hype. Yeah. I don't give trading advice, but generally it's pretty much the same philosophy as stocks. Buy the rumor, sell the news. And I heard someone, I read an article. I can't remember who wrote the article, but it was very insightful. And it said that if everybody already knows about it, then it's too late, right? So once it's common knowledge, it's too late to act on. Wall Street traders and these high-end guys are getting information, in milliseconds, and or they're front running because they know the industry, or they've got very good prediction tools based on, the available information to make their trades. But once something is common knowledge, it's too late to act on it. So the same concept with that Arbitrum deal. And you're always going to see a sell-off when airdrops hit. That's another crypto rule. As soon as people get a token that was free in their wallet, their first instinct is to sell it. And so with all that selling pressure, you're usually going to see a drop in the price, on the day that airdrops arrive. It's just human nature. Unfortunately, it's the way. But I'm sorry that happened to you. I don't think it was malicious intent on the part of Binance. But yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah, I've been bitten by the hype many times myself. I'll jump into a crypto thinking it's the next greatest thing since sliced bread, and then the hype wears off, and I'm still holding after the hype wears off, right? Or I'll see, you'll see a token like on crypto.com. Quite often on crypto.com, I will look, and they have down, if you scroll down here, they've got like daily top movers, right? And they'll show you the coins that are like up by the most percentage. And as that rule I mentioned, if it's common knowledge, it's probably too late to act on. Usually holds with crypto too. If you see it in the top mover list, it's probably too late to jump in. Although I have seen, I'll see a coin that I've never seen before. Like for instance, we'll say Mirror Protocol. And I'll think, oh, look, Mirror Protocol is up. Never heard of it. First time I've seen it. I check this every day. So I'll get in now. Or I'll think to myself, I don't have any money on the sideline. It's too late to jump in. I'm not going to buy any. Well, the next day, it's up another 20%. And then I'm like, oh, man, I missed it. And then the next day, it's up another 30%. I'm like, geez, if I'd have just bought it that first day. And then the next day, it's up like 40%. And then I think to myself, oh, I should have bought it the second day. It's just like you can't win with crypto. It always will just get you, right? So there have been a few times where as soon as I see a coin on a top mover, I jump in. Sometimes it pays off. Sometimes it doesn't, right? It's never a sure thing, no matter how you try to play it. But anyway, I try to focus on storing your crypto safely and securely. I talked to you guys about what wallets are tonight. I hope that, for those of you who are new, got something out of that. I would invite you to check out my channel. On the live stream, we do the news and we talk about certain topics, and I take questions and try to do some live demos for you. But if you really want the nitty gritty, I would invite you to check out my channel and look at my tutorial videos. I try to do 1 or 2 a week at least. And everything from how to set up a wallet, how to make transfers, how to use DeFi, do wallet reviews for new wallets that, they'll send me a wallet. I'll do an unboxing and a review. Talk about how to use MetaMask, common pitfalls, how to avoid scams, how to recover crypto that you may think you have lost, how to do restores. I cover all of that in my step-by-step tutorial videos. So if you're here and you're just, wanted to hear a little bit about the news and maybe get some market insight, try to, get back to the basics. If you're new to crypto, learn how to use a wallet, or at least check out one of my tutorials to see if it's right for you. It's not as scary as it may seem. It's actually quite thrilling to watch crypto move back and forth. You make a quick purchase and then you move it into your wallet and you're like, wow, I did it. It's very rewarding, thrilling and rewarding, and good long-term to learn a new skill. So we're about wound down now. I was going to try to keep the live stream to an hour and a half, but I think I'm just too set on the 2-hour format. So those of us with short attention spans, 2-hour video, give me a break. But anyway, it's always nice to be here with you guys. I appreciate it. I thought I had everything down to a T, and then we had that stupid software issue with OBS Studio. I cannot believe it's back after I just did a clean install. It might be something I'm doing with my SafePal. I don't know if I've done a video on SafePal. I thought I had done. I've done Cool Wallet. Let's see, SafePal. I don't think so. I don't believe that I have done this wallet. I don't remember. There's a lot of hardware wallets out there that I don't know if this is one of those air gapped wallets. It looks like it. But I think they sent me a wallet and I was having trouble with their interface because of the way this little pad works. I found it really hard to even get the wallet set up because I had to enter my password and I had to enter it twice. And it kept telling me that the passwords didn't match. And I was having trouble just getting the characters selected that I was trying to use. And I contacted him and I said, look, I'm having trouble with this thing. I'll send it back. It's not for me. And he was kind of like, oh, you're just not doing it right. And I was like, hey, I use crypto wallets every day. And I find the interface for this wallet to just be too difficult to use because of that pad you had like a screen to select the character, and it was just very hard to use. I don't know if that was SafePal. It was a similar wallet, but he was very upset with me. I was like, sorry, dude. Like, it doesn't work for me. I can't use it. I don't know if it was SafePal or not. So I don't want to badmouth this particular wallet. But, I mean, just looking at the wallet, I'm like, how do you enter your password with a wallet like this? You have to use this joystick thing. You know, I mean, the Ledger Nano has the buttons that you saw. But once you get the hang of the buttons, it's not that hard to use. And the button click is a button click. Right. And then the Trezor has this really nice touchscreen, which is a bit small, but very intuitive and pretty easy to use. But some of these wallets that are, you know, the interface is just too wonky for me. I'm a 60-year-old. Maybe if I was 21-year-old, I'd be a different story. Coinbase wallet. I don't know that it's buggy. I've never been a big fan of it, mostly because of the confusion that Coinbase fostered by naming the wallet the Coinbase wallet when it really is a non-custodial wallet. It is a standalone wallet. Come on. But it has the Coinbase logo, and people think that it's part of Coinbase. It is owned by Coinbase, but they bought it from another company that actually, you know, had built the wallet, and then Coinbase bought them out. And it's a non-custodial wallet. You control the private keys, but it kind of interfaces with your Coinbase account. There's a way to set it up so that it's easy to kind of transfer back and forth between your Coinbase account and the wallet, but people get confused. They think it's their Coinbase account, and I don't know. And it does have its idiosyncrasies that have caused problems for me in the past. I don't really care to use it that much. To me, it tends to interfere with my MetaMask wallet when I'm trying to connect to DeFi sites. Like if I'm in Chrome and I'm trying to connect to, say, like PancakeSwap or something like that, and I'm trying to connect it using MetaMask, and I have the Coinbase wallet installed, sometimes it tries to use Coinbase wallet instead of MetaMask. It just gets in the way. So that's why I don't particularly care for it. And the fact that it's called Coinbase and people get confused and they think, well, I bought some Bitcoin on Coinbase and why don't I see it in my Coinbase wallet? That kind of thing. They don't get it. All right, JDO, take your dog out. Have a nice evening. Thank you for being here, Dan and JDO. Barbara, thanks for being here again. You were kind of quiet tonight. Kenneth, as always, good to have you here. Scoop, thanks for being here. Sorry that happened to you. Let's see who else is here. And thanks again for the tip, Scoop. And Asel, thank you for your tip 2 times, actually, I noticed. Let's see. And then there was another tip from Beta to Alpha. And I appreciate all your tips and your words of encouragement and your questions and engagement. Don't forget, we do this every week. So don't forget, on Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. I hope to see you there. End screen. End screen. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.